Hey, Margie here. Welcome to the Wake Up, Pray Up, Boss Up podcast, the show that helps Christian moms prioritize their physical and mental health so they can boldly step into God's calling. I'm your host, Margie Ruiz.
Hey, Margie here. If I followed you around for a week, I could tell you exactly what you value. Not what you say, but by how you live. Welcome to the Wake Up, Pray Up, Boss Up podcast. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're walking with me for a while, welcome back, my friend. Today's episode is foundational because before we talk about habits, before we talk about discipline, before we talk about calling or purpose, we have to talk about values. What do you actually stand for? Because whether you've named them or not, your values are already running your life. What are values really? Let's start here. Values are not what you say you believe. They're not what you post on Instagram. They're not what sounds good in church. Your values are what guide your decisions when no one is watching. They are the internal compass that answers questions like, do I speak up or do I stay quiet? Do I take the shortcut or do I do the right thing? Do I rest or do I push through? Do I say yes or do I honor my limits? If you've ever thought, why do I keep doing things I don't even agree with? Or why do I feel so out of alignment? Chances are it's not a discipline problem. It's a values problem. Here's something most people don't realize. There are two types of values. There's towards values, what you're moving towards, such as joy, peace, honesty. And there's away from values, what you're trying to avoid, loneliness, rejection, conflict. And here's the truth. Human beings will often do far more to avoid pain than they will to pursue pleasure. For example, you might say you value rest, but you stay up late binge watching because you're avoiding silence. You say you value health, but you skip movement because you're avoiding discomfort. You say you value connection, but you stay so busy that you rarely slow down enough to be present with the people you love. Nothing is wrong with you. You're simply being driven by what you're trying to avoid instead of what you actually want. When you name your values, you stop reacting and you start choosing. I want to share something personal. When I was younger, I accidentally took a bottle of Elmer's glue from a store. I didn't even realize it until we were in the car. I remember my dad was furious. He turned the car around and marched me back in the store to return it. At the time, I was mortified. But what he was teaching me was integrity. Years later, I took an ethics class. That completely changed how I saw decisions. The lesson was simple but powerful. If you decide your values ahead of time, you don't negotiate with yourself when the moment comes. And that lesson still guides my life today. Just recently, I was at Lowe's. I already loaded my car when I noticed a small item, maybe like $5, in my cart that I hadn't paid for. I didn't hesitate. I grabbed it, I walked right back in, handed it to the cashier, and explained what happened. She looked at me like I had 3 heads. And here's the thing. I didn't do that to be good. I did it because I already knew who I was. It cost me nothing, but it gave me peace. Living with integrity means you're not looking over your shoulder. You're not negotiating with yourself. You're not carrying quiet guilt. It's freedom. And I want to say this clearly because I never want this to sound like I have it all figured out. I've done plenty of really stupid things. I've ignored my values. I've taken shortcuts. I've stayed quiet when I should have spoken up. I've said yes when everything in me was screaming no. And every single time, it cost me my peace. I'm telling you this because I've lived both sides and a line feels better every time. That's actually how I learned how powerful values are. Not because I lived them perfectly, but because I felt the pain when I didn't. Doing this values work didn't make me better than anyone else. It freed me. Values don't keep you from making mistakes. They help you recover faster and live with less regret. Scripture says it plainly in Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Your values live in your heart, and everything flows from there. So let's slow down and make it practical, because values don't change your life when you talk about them. They change your life when you live them. Here are today's 3 clicks to help you bring your values out of your head and into your daily decisions. Because once you know your values, you can make decisions faster with less guilt and more peace. Click number 1, wake up. Name what you truly value. Like I say, wake up is awareness. Ask yourself honestly, what do I say I value? What do my decisions actually show? What does your calendar show? Where do I feel friction, guilt, or resentment? That friction is information, not failure. Click number 2, pray up. Align your values with God. Pray up is alignment. Ask God, Lord, what values are you inviting me to live by this season? Not forever, not perfectly, just now. Because clarity always comes before change. Click number 3, boss up. Live them before you're tested. Boss up means deciding before the moment, before the temptation, before the pressure, before the exhaustion. One decision, one boundary, one value lived out today. Because when you know who you are, decisions get easier. And if you're thinking, okay, I know this matters, but I don't even know where to start. That's normal. That's exactly why I created a simple values worksheet to help you get clear without overwhelm. It's practical, reflective, and something you can come back to again and again. It's $7 and you can grab it through the link in the show notes. Clarity is always worth the investment. Friend, values don't make you perfect. They help you live with peace. And when you live aligned with who God created you to be, you stop second-guessing your life and you start walking in freedom. When your values are clear, your life gets quieter because you stop living in confusion. Clarity creates peace. Until next time, wake up, pray up, and boss up every day. God bless. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Hey, if you enjoyed the episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, shout it from the rooftops, leave a rating and a review, all the things. And to catch the latest from me, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at margie.gp6 or go to my website at margieruiz.com and make sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. Thanks again. I'll see you next time. Bye.